you see homework assignment number 3, but I use the quiz format. Yeah, so you won't do that, on paper, because that one you need to turning, I do grading slower. This one, quiz, Canvas, automatic tool, so the grading is faster. And you just have 1 week, May 7th, Sunday, 15 questions. Multiple choice, those quiz questions. All right. And then I also post the project description, as I talk about several times in class. So you just look at the details. And basic features, actually, I pretty much give you, let me say, at least 90% of the code I pretty much give you, okay? You just do learning, try to understand line by line all the code meaning, but you need to do some little work, small amount of work, okay? So then you can get that part. Then I also give you 3% for 3 features jQuery. So today I talk about that jQuery a little bit. Give you introduction to jQuery. Okay, hopefully you can, if you want to try, you can make it not that hard, actually not that hard. I just like you experience that. You can earn extra credit, but learning jQuery also good for you, okay? All right, so that's the updates. Now first, let me go to that project. All right. All right. I need to go, sorry. I need to go to the first page. Right. So here I converted to, so here actually you can see I'm targeting on that extra credit case. So I convert UniversityEditData, that sample project, to jQuery version. Okay, But first, I like to talk about introduction to jQuery. Simple, brief introduction for this jQuery. All right. Getting started. So when we start, first we need to know why we need to use jQuery. Currently, it is very popular for web programming, jQuery. When you use JavaScript, because this is a special library for JavaScript. JavaScript has many, different types of versions, JavaScript. So later you will learn many different JavaScript or packages, libraries, whatever. So jQuery is one of them, very popular one. So it's a JavaScript library, greatly simplifies JavaScript programming. Yeah. So first, you can do the same thing, but if you use the jQuery way, simpler. Second, jQuery has special way to do simple special functions, so you can do more. We can do more than regular JavaScript. Yeah. All right. Easy to learn. Yeah. Yeah. Here, I just give you some basic syntax rules. Then, after you learn some examples, so you can quickly get used to it with some experience. You can get used to it quickly. Okay, all right. Here, let's look at the simple example. Yeah. The simple example, the first thing you see, that $sign, everything, when you start to represent some variable. Yeah. Some symbol representing the variable, right? In PHP, you use $sign, something for PHP variable, right? Here, jQuery, also $sign, but its variable representation is different from PHP. After $sign, there is a pair of parentheses, okay, different from PHP. Then inside parentheses, you have a few different ways to represent different types of elements. Yeah, because here we are in the environment of HTML environment. Think about when we use this jQuery, we are in HTML environment. Okay, yeah, this special environment. The reason I mentioned that because in HTML, we need to represent HTML elements, right? There are many tags, many different elements. So when we're in this environment, we need to use jQuery representation for HTML elements. Yeah. So that $parenthesis something basically represent, so for an HTML element. Because you want to get a control on some HTML element. Okay? Yeah. Which HTML element? Then inside the parenthesis, you will provide information. So we call selector. Yeah. Next page, I talk about the selector concept. Okay. Yeah. So here you just know first we need to do something on some special HTML element. Okay. Yeah. All right. So next, the dot operator that tells jQuery what action we want to do, what function we want to call. Okay, do something on that selected HTML element. That's the basic idea. Okay, then you provide the function details, action details. Then that's the basic format, jQuery. Okay, all right. Yeah, we will see some more examples so you can get a better understanding. Yeah, all right. But in order to use it, here I need to talk about how to include it in your programs, right? Yeah. So here there are two ways. The first way, first you download it and put it in your web application. So this is one way. Yeah. After you put it, then you just refer to it in this way. That is one way. Yeah. But usually most people use the second way. Okay. Although this way as an option, it's fine. Yeah. No problem. Yeah. But most people, they like to use the second way, Google CDN. Google CDN. Okay. Yeah, so you know, we just include the URL of a version available online. In this way, we do not need to download a physical version inside our web application. We just access remotely, or you can also understand we just download when we need it. Okay, yeah, so we download from Google when we need it. Yeah, so after you add that line, yeah, then you can implement all the features inside jQuery. Yeah, it's there, it's available. So your web browser supports it. Yeah, yeah, because it is built on top of regular JavaScript. So your browser supports regular JavaScript. Then, plus this library file, then your browser supports jQuery. That's simple. Okay, yeah. Next, let me talk about the syntax, the basic command, the rules, jQuery syntax. Yeah. All right, basic syntax, two parts. The first one, $, a pair of parentheses. Inside, you need to specify selector. We will see different types of selector next. Yeah. So this part, you select one or sometimes more than one. Yeah, usually one. Okay, usually we want to select one HTML element, but it's possible you can select multiple. Okay, the selector may cover multiple PHP and not PHP, HTML elements. Yeah, sometimes you can do that. Yeah, dot action. The action part, just the jQuery functions, all different jQuery functions. Yeah. You can find appropriate functions from the, online documents. Yeah. Search when you find appropriate one. You may study a few examples, then try to use it. That's simple. Okay. Yeah. All right. Then let's look at the selector part. Yeah. So $. Yeah. Yeah. We know the meaning. Yeah. So we want to, here we understand as jQuery expression. We start a jQuery expression with that $. Yeah. Selector. Yeah. So then we need to look at the 4 different types of selector. Yeah. Next. Yeah. All right. So then action some functions. Yeah. So we will learn those functions. Okay. Yeah. Then selector first. Yeah. Here, 4 different types of selector. The first one, the element directly. So this, yeah, we know this. This means, yeah, current element. Yeah. Because when you work on, you click an element. Yeah. You click an element. This means the element you click. So this. Okay. So you can apply some functions on the element you click. Okay. Think about that. Okay. So this is one case. This, use this. Okay. Refer to current element. Then double quotes the name of the element directly. Yeah. Because the tag name, right? When we talk about element, there is a HTML tag name for that element. So here, this example P, paragraph, P element. Then you can use any, for example, table element, button element. Okay? Any tag name you can put here inside double quotes. So you want to work on any elements, all elements with this tag name. So it could be more than, you may have more than one elements. You can apply some action on. Yeah, so you need to be aware of that. Okay, yeah, so this is the second case. The third case, dot. Before the name, you put a dot, dot after dot, that's the name of class. Yeah. Here, I hope you have the CSS knowledge. CSS, we use that dot to define class. Okay, yeah. When you define a class, later when you refer to it, CSS, class, you can define class, right? Yeah. But then you can apply on the class, which class you use dot. Dot tells CSS to apply on class type elements. Class type elements. Okay, yeah. So you use dot, that class name, after the dot class name. Class, we know, we do not require uniqueness. So for a class, multiple elements can take the same class. Yeah, so this way you need to be aware of, you may apply your action on multiple elements. That's possible, not unique. Okay, the last one, that's the most commonly used. That hash sign, hash, sharp hash, yeah, that sign, that's the ID element. Okay, yeah, in CSS, we use that hash sign to represent ID element. This one, there is a uniqueness requirement. ID must be unique. Okay, for your whole HTML document, the same ID name, only one element can take it. This one has the uniqueness property. Okay, most of the time we use this way to do selector because we only want to control one element, not multiple elements, most of the time. Only in very special situation, we may apply some action on multiple elements. Yeah, so small chance we do that. Yeah. 90-something% we apply on single element. So we use this ID, sharp, this notation. Okay, all right. So after that, yeah, here in these examples, we use the hide function, hide. Okay, yeah, this is a jQuery function. Okay, in our regular JavaScript, we don't have this function, hide. But in jQuery, we use this function. You can see we hide this element. Okay, we make this element invisible. It disappears. Hide. Okay, that's simple. Yeah, so convenient. Okay, we get control of this element. Then we call hide function. It's gone. Yeah, so that's simple. Okay, yeah. In regular Java, we can do the same thing, but we need to write longer code. Yeah. The other one, dot show, just the opposite of this hide function. Yeah, after we hide, we want to see it again. So we call show function on the hidden element. Yeah, then we see it again. It becomes visible again. Okay, yeah. So this pair of jQuery function, hide and show, simple, very simple. Yeah, you will see our first jQuery feature in this optional project, optional extra credit part. Our first extra credit feature, we do this hide and show. Then you earn 1%. Yeah, I will show you. So simple. Yeah, 1% in your pocket. Yeah. Hide, show, 2 calls. Yeah, that's simple. Okay, I will show you. Yeah. Next. Yeah. All right. Yeah. This page, this slide, the first extra credit feature. let me tell you how simple it is. Okay, just 2 lines. Yeah. Because I want to set a, entrance level easier for you. Yeah. Let you get into this jQuery programming very easy, so not scary. Yeah. So to earn extra credit, yeah. So here, let me show you how much work you need to do to earn your first % extra credit. All right, first, this is the old code, okay? So this is the regular JS version. This is our old version. The current one, you have downloaded. This is the regular JS version, okay? Yeah. Our first extra credit, the first %, you just convert this function to jQuery version, then you earn that first 1%. That's simple. Okay, here, let me show you how to do. Because in the previous 2 pages, we have learned enough features to complete this one. See? Yeah, so simple. Yeah, we can get started quickly. Yeah, we can, gradually do the jQuery programming. Yeah. So all right. So for this one, yeah, this one, when we do the conversion, although there are different ways, okay, yeah, but here I just talk about some straightforward way to do conversion. Okay, all right, yeah. We write a JavaScript function, but inside this function, we will use the jQuery syntax to write our code. That's simple. Okay, all right. So let me call function. Yeah, this time I want to make a jQuery. Yeah, still this function name, but I make the jQuery version. How about that? jQuery version. Okay, all right. Inside, there are 2 lines. Now I write the jQuery syntax. Okay, that's all we need. Yeah. All right. The first one, yeah, you can see this long expression at this point. That's the control of an HTML element, right? This is the control of an HTML element. And we have our jQuery way, $ parenthesis way, $ apparel parenthesis, double quotes, because here we use ID, this hash sign. Then you copy this ID name, new data div ID name, double quotes, this selector, okay? Yeah, that's the control of the element. Now we have the control on it. Yeah, we apply jQuery function on this element to do some task. Yeah, here we want to hide it. Remember, display non-hide that element. How about that's the jQuery version just to call hide? How about that? Done. Okay, same thing. Yeah, code shoulder. Okay, yeah. All right. Then the second one, display the opposite of hide, show. You see it, right? Yeah. Data input div ID element dot operator this time, you show it. That's it. Okay. You replace the old version by this new version. Yeah. You can remove the old function after this replacement. Yeah. But you need to update. Go to your HTML part change that function to this JQ version, all right? Not the old version, this new JQ version, what you call it, okay, yeah. There is a button, right? Yeah. New row, right? Yeah, go to that, that new row button, you change to this new function name, JQ version. Okay, yeah. Then test it, it works. Yeah, I tested. Yeah. Last night I tested, it works. Then you earn 1% extra credit. That's simple. Right? Yeah. Second and third, you need to do by yourselves. Yeah. Second and the third, a little more work. You need to work on AJAX, jQuery version AJAX. Okay, yeah. I will give you one example, jQuery version AJAX. Then we just use that example to help you understand the format, the way. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So then you write those two conversion. Yeah. The regular JavaScript code, we already have it. Okay. Yeah. Regular JavaScript way, we have it. Edit button. Yeah. One is for edit button. Another is for update button. These two buttons. Yeah. Yeah. You write a jQuery version to earn next 2%. Yeah, for extra credit. So it should not be that hard. Okay. Yeah. All right. So that's the introduction of the jQuery. Okay. Yeah. 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 So if you play around, you can get more experience. But later, we need to jump to AJAX way. How does jQuery apply AJAX technique? Okay, yeah. All right. Yeah. Here, this example, yeah, but here I give you the conversion code here already. Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, because the first one, I want to make it as simple as possible. Okay. All right. Yeah. Next, that display transcript, that file, I plan to give it to you. Okay. Yeah. Here I explain the code. After I clean up, yeah, my old code, I need to clean up a little bit. Then I upload in Canvas. So then you include it, yeah, because the goal is save your time, all right? Yeah. If I ask you to write this part, you may need, at least 2 days, for example. Yeah. So if I just give it to you, you can save a lot of time. Okay, all right. Display transcript. Because its format is a little special, so you need to do some special treatment. Yeah, so not too hard, yeah, but you need to make some effort. Okay, all right. First, this is the, this I took picture from our textbook. So then I took screenshot. Yeah, so you can see this is the format of a transcript. Yeah. So we need to display a transcript in this way. Yeah. Here you can see the table structure is a little special. Okay, yeah. Here, yeah. So let me describe the structure. Then the next few slides, we write a code to implement the structure. Yeah. So this table we split into 2 parts. Okay, yeah. The first part, the header part. The header part, you need to display the header, but that's static. Okay? That's fixed. That's static. Okay, yeah. So student name, so that, but the structure here, you need to use the structure. All right. Yeah. So this part, this cell row span equals 2. Yeah, because this cell span 2 rows. Okay, row span equals 2. Okay, yeah. All right. So then this part, you see 2 rows, right? 2 rows. But here there is a column span. Okay. The column span 5. So row span 2 here, column span 5 here. Okay. Yeah. So then the second row, 5 columns. So first, you need to use the row span, column span, those 2 attributes to get this header part of the table. Yeah. That's not hard because it's static. You do not need to consider the data. Right? Yeah. Then the second part, the data part. Yeah. That's a little harder, the data part. Yeah. Data part, then you look at the structure. Yeah. First, consider each student. Yeah. So here, you have student. Yeah. All right. So this part, student, 1 by 1. Left column. Yeah. All right. So first, you need to use an outer loop. Yeah, outer loop, go through all the students. Yeah, so that's the outer loop. Through all students. Okay, all right. But because here you have the row span, you need to consider each student has certain number of courses to take, right? Yeah, certain number, that course number vary, it's not fixed number. Yeah. So you need to count the number of courses each student takes. That number you use as the row span or here, row span here. Okay, yeah. Different row span number here. Okay, yeah. So you need to get that information. After that, then you display the grades for each student. You need to do the inner loop. Inner loop, another loop inside, outer loop. Yeah. Then course by course. Okay. Yeah. Each row, 1 course. Yeah. 1 course. Then all the pieces of information for that course. And then the next course in a for loop. So you complete the inner loop part. Then that's all your transcript. Okay, yeah. So this structure, yeah. After you understand this structure, you write an HTML code to implement it. Yeah, here I showed you. Yeah. The first part, yeah. The first part, we need to prepare for the outer for loop. So we need to get the student information. So this query is for the student information. Yeah. Okay. A student table query. Yeah. So you can see. Yeah. We get that. From there, you can get the number of students. This dollar count. Yeah. Now number of rows. Each row corresponds to 1 student. So here we want to count how many students we have. Yeah, because we may need that number to prepare for the data part. Okay, yeah. Yeah. All right, yeah. All right. Then this is the table, the static table header. Yeah. That's simple. Static. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Table header. Yeah. So after that, nested loops. Yeah. All right. Outer for loop. Yeah. So this while outer for loop. Outer for loop. Yeah. Because we need to go through all the students, right? Yeah. All the for loop, we go through all the students. Each iteration corresponds to one student. Okay, yeah. So each iteration, each row here, you get information for one student. Yeah. So you get a student name, student number. Yeah. Student name, you need to display. Student number, you need to do the query. Because when you do query, you need to specify student number. Okay, yeah. Then, yeah, because the query, you need to here, table join, a query, yeah. Yeah, so join these two tables, yeah, table join, then you need the number of rows to give you the number of courses. Because you need to determine the column span, a row span number. So this is the row span number, this one, okay, yeah. After you get this information, then row span from there, okay, row span. Yeah. One student name, row span, yeah, then you can display that many rows for the courses. Yeah. Okay, then you print title. Yeah. All right, yeah. Before you print the data, the title. Okay, yeah. All right. After that, oh yeah. So actually, that's not the title. That's the data. Sorry. Yeah. Title we already displayed, right? Yeah. So in our static table header, we already displayed the title. Okay. Yeah. So here, that's the data. Current student data. Yeah. And for one course. Next course. Yeah. What's that? Row 2. Yeah. Oh, yeah, actually, so here it's not data. Let me see. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So next one. For loop. Yeah. Count rows. So each row corresponds to one course. Yeah. Yeah. Right. The first one. Yeah, it looks like. Yeah. So here it looks like we display once. Then here, because we come from one, the remaining rows, right? Yeah. Look at that. All right. This one, it looks like the first row. Oh yeah. The reason is simple because the first row is slightly different. First row, we need to have this row span part. But the remaining rows, we don't need to do the row span part. So that's why we display the data using two different ways. The first way, yeah, we need to consider this row span thing. All right. The second, you can see no row span thing. Yeah, because that span part already covered. We just go to the remaining columns. Yeah. So, yeah, but data again. Okay. Yeah. So then you complete the whole transcript. Yeah. After this, you complete the whole transcript. Okay. Yeah. So you get that. Yeah. All right. After I clean up this code, yeah. So I have, some beginning, ending part I need to clean up a little bit. Okay. After that, I post this file. Post this file, you need to put them together. You look at the project description. Yeah. You need to put a hyperlink. You click hyperlink, you show transcript. Then you go home, go back, then you back to the original page, the home page. Yeah, so that's simple. Small amount of work. Yeah. So you put together. Okay, yeah. All right. Next, yeah, the feature edit part. So that's the old feature from part C, but I didn't talk about last time. So here, let me explain a little bit. Yeah, because that's mainly the AJAX part. Edit data, update, that's the AJAX part. And we need to understand this part better so we can write jQuery conversion. Okay, yeah. So the AJAX client side, yeah. AJAX, you need to write a code, client side, server side. Yeah. So the client side, this JavaScript function, edit this row X, Y, U. We need the 3 parameters. X is the value of field 1, X value. Y is the value of field 2. So here you can see I need to retrieve the values of the first 2 fields. Why I do this? Yeah, here I like to give you the meaning of this way. The reason I use the first 2 field values, the goal to identify a row. Yeah. Think about how to identify a row. We have 5 tables. How to identify? How do you tell the program you select one particular row? How do you pass that information? Some of you may say we can pass primary key, right? We can use a primary key to identify different rows, but think about among those 5 tables, we only have 3 tables with primary key. The remaining 2 tables, we don't have primary keys. If a table does not have primary, how do you use primary key identify? Yeah. Then I look at the first 2 columns of all 5 tables. I see no matter they have primary key or not, the first 2 fields are good enough to identify all the rows in 5 tables. That's the reason I take these first 2 column values as our first 2 parameters. Okay, yeah. Then the last one, U, yeah. Yeah, because last one, U, yeah. Yeah, U here, all right, yeah. Yeah. All right, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, remember the, I need another parameter, yeah. U, okay, all right. And the data I want to retrieve, yeah, the third parameter, the table number, MN, our table corresponds to 1 parameter number. So we need to pass to the back end. Back end, we need to write a PHP file, get data by row.php, and we need to pass these 3 parameters. Yeah. First, we need to tell which table to retrieve data. Second, the first 2 field values to identify a row. So we can retrieve the right row in this way. Yeah. All right. So we send it. Then callback function, right? Callback function, yeah. So look at that. The callback function, remember the data we received. What is our data? Received, yeah. contains several fields, right? Data we receive, we need to display data for several fields. The question is, how do you separate several different fields? All right, yeah, several fields. We want a separate way. Yeah, right. Yeah. So the best way to do this, you store several fields in a special structure. In this case, the best way to do it is use the JSON. Some of you may know this, JSON, data transmission format. Yeah. So we can specify different fields, all right? Array of data. We can send array of data in this JSON format, right? But here, because we don't have that much time, in order to, make our learning curve flatter, so not too hard for you. So I do not use JSON here. I use a simple way. So I put those fields value together, but I use the special symbol. Yeah, this is a special symbol I create to delimit the different fields. Okay, yeah. Between two adjacent fields, I insert this special symbol. All right, yeah. In my PHP backend side, yeah, I add this. Yeah, although this is not as good as the JSON solution, yeah, but it's simpler, right? You do not need to learn new knowledge. Yeah, and then here in our JavaScript side, we call the split function, and with this delimiter symbol to split the long string containing several field values. After that, you have array, okay? You have array, yeah. So then you use for loop. For loop, you can display the elements for one row with the values to be modified, okay? With values to be modified, yeah, okay? And each input field, you give a ID, right? You create an ID because later you need to retrieve the value using this ID later, okay? Yeah, so that's why each input, you give an ID name, yeah. All right, then non-display, so you control the button, yeah. You show edit button, you hide update button, or you show update button, you hide edit button. Yeah, so this is button control. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so then that's the client side. All right, yeah. Yeah, let me talk about the server side. Yeah. PHP server side. Yeah. So that's the PHP side. Although we have some preparation part, database connection, so that's pretty much standard. Okay, so I skip that part. Yeah, preparation part. Yeah. Now the query part. Yeah. So after you retrieve the values of the first two fields, yeah, because you know the table name with the $MN, you can get the right table name, right? Yeah. So then the where condition, you select correct row, and we know the first two field values are enough for the right selection. Okay, yeah. So this one, we expect to get the correct row retrieved from the table. All right. Next, yeah, we need to, send one string. Yeah. Here, because we can only send one string back to the client. That one string need to contain multiple column values. Yeah. The column values, when I put them together, I use the special symbol. In between, remember our parameter, after the question mark, how do we separate different parameter? We use ampersand, right? Parameter 1, ampersand, parameter 2, and so on. Yeah. So the ampersand sign is used to separate different parameters. Yeah. But here, I use, this special group of symbols to separate. Yeah. I try to, avoid, because I want to make the symbol very special, so it won't be confused with the data. Otherwise, if your data happens to have this special symbol, then you get a wrong split. All right. So I try to make a symbol not too common. Yeah. It should be very special, so it won't be confused with the data. Then that's my goal. Yeah. Here I see select this one. So you can have your own choice. Okay. So you can make your own special symbol if you like. But later, when you have more time, if you learn JSON, then you should use the JSON. Then you do not need to worry about this kind of thing. The simple solution, but you may have a small chance to split your data in the wrong way. But if you use the JSON, then you can avoid that wrong split completely. Okay, yeah. But here, because we don't have time to learn the JSON, so I skipped the JSON part. All right, but it's very important. In future, if you have time, you should learn that JSON a little bit. Okay, yeah, extremely useful. Yeah, in the future. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Here, the client side, server side. For one example. So the second one example similar. So after you understand this one, the second one, you can understand easily. Yeah. Yeah. And later when you need to convert to jQuery version, after you understand the jQuery view to do AJAX. So, in W3 schools, you can find simple examples. I use, W schools to get a quick start. Some simple examples. So then, hopefully, it won't take you too much time to earn extra credit. So if you have any question, you can ask me, so I can answer your questions. But I will give you that show max jQuery example in AJAX. You need to write a regular AJAX version show max as a practice yourself. Yeah, regular AJAX this way. But the regular one, here, no matter it's a regular one or jQuery version, the back end is the same. Okay, the front end, the client side. Client side, you have the regular AJAX. You have jQuery. But when you go to the server side, same, all right? Server side, the same, okay? So you can use the same code at the server side. You do not need to rewrite the server side. So you only need to do the conversion at the client side, okay? So let's reduce your work. Yeah, it's not too much work. Yeah, all right, yeah. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, so, yeah.